Hey Sagittarius, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are doing a bit of a general reading, but I will also be pulling a few cards for platonic connections as well, all right? So please like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I do really appreciate that. But this week we are using the 7th seal lenormand. I also have the Inner Child Oracle, which is beautiful bunny related pictures. I love it. But we're also using the Earthbound Oracle for those platonic connections, okay? But sort of getting straight on into it for you today, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what do Saggy need to know right now? What's going on for our Sagittarians, please? Okay, wanting to fly out at me today, Sagittarius. This deck doesn't normally fly them out so much, so I'll take those. Okay, so we are seeing the balanced perception card there. You see that cute little bunny. It does say, I am free to see with perfect clarity. Okay, so it's sort of letting us know that you have the ability to see the full truth of the situation. I feel as though some of you, I'm getting this vibe of you've got your eyes shut to the balance, that you actually can see both sides of this situation, of whatever's going on around you at the moment. It's kind of like balancing emotion and logic, balancing divine masculine, divine feminine, balancing, that yin yang energy where it's you can actually see both sides of that. But for some reason, I feel like some of you are just blocking yourself from seeing that fully. And it's just reminding us that you are free to see with perfect clarity. It's there for you to see as long as you open your eyes to it. So I do feel that some of you are kind of blocking yourself from the full truth of something, and kind of choosing to not see, even though if that makes sense. Like, I am free to see with perfect clarity, but for some reason you're not currently seeing that with perfect clarity, and you're kind of taking a skewed view on something because that suits you. It's kind of that, I'm getting that that saying of there's always three sides to a story: yours, mine, and then the truth. And your side of the story, their side of the story. But rather than looking at the truth in between those, you're only looking at your own side of the story. Is kind of what I'm getting with that. Even though their side of the story, so you can see the balance and what's exactly balanced in the middle as the truth of that story. There's something that you're choosing to ignore or block the full truth of something. Not seeing the whole story, even though it's right there for you to see. So just be aware of that, Sagittarius. But we do also have growth coming through. So I do feel for a lot of you will, this is just, the cards are kind of just calling you out, telling you, you can already see the whole truth. You need to grow and accept and face that full truth instead of only seeing it through your own perspective, all right, your own perception. I face life with openness and love. So yeah, opening yourself up to the full truth and loving yourself anyway, even if you know the full truth. It may not be 100% what you want it to be. That's the full truth. You can't ignore the whole other side of the story. That's not the truth, and you kind of know it. I feel like the cards are wanting to call you out a little bit here, Sagittarius, but I face life with openness and love. Okay, so you can face this, you can do it, regardless of what that is for each of you individually. You can do it, you can face it, you can balance that perception and be more open with yourself about the full truth of any situation that you're facing. All right. Sagittarius, what's going on for our Sagittarians, please? And just interestingly, those two cards are 8 and 12. So some of you may be born on the 8th of December there. I actually, that just flags out to me. Maybe that just stands out to me because of the fact that not only my father, but also one of my best friends are both on the 8th of December. So, there you go. I love me some Saggies. I got a few in my life, so I do really love and appreciate Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, what's going on with our Sagittarians, please? Why does Sagittarius need to know that, please? Oh, okay. Well, then, clarify the third card, please. Clarify the third card. How can I explain that clearly? How can I explain that clearly? It's giving me mixed messages, so I just want to clarify that message, please. Clarify the entire message. How do I explain that to Sagittarius? Okay, it is a very mixed message here, Sagittarius. Firstly, I'm getting the child and the woman. Okay, so for some of you, this directly relates to a woman with a child. Not very many of you, though, okay? Some of you may be the woman with the child. But I feel like it's actually more so talking about the more esoteric meanings of these cards, okay? Even though I'm seeing people here, I don't feel as though, for majority of you, I don't feel as though these are actual people, all right? So the child we're seeing symbolized as some sort of new beginning, that infancy, something in the early stages of its life. And what that is for a lot of you here is some sort of emotional new beginning, all right? The feminine is very emotional and nurturing, and it's got to do with that growth. Okay. I face life with openness and love, and nurturing yourself, nurturing your inner child, nurturing these new emotional beginnings within you. Like, I feel like for some of you, it's like a brand new way of dealing with your emotions, a brand new way of, maybe even a brand new emotion for some of you. But for a lot of you, it's like a brand new way of nurturing your emotions and protecting your emotions, and, being your own mother figure for your inner child kind of energy is what I'm getting there with that. And then when I have asked to, how to explain this clearly to you, the first card I'm seeing is the anchor. So that's kind of telling us very straightforward to be stable, like be stable within yourself with the way that you're approaching things. Dependability, stability, holding firmly in place with this new beginning, I feel there. All right. Then we actually have the garden. And the garden was clarified by the clouds and the mouse. All right. So with the clouds and the mouse, it does show us that there's something that has sort of weighed very heavily on your thoughts, sort of eaten away at you. You've overthought something. There's something that you've been super overthinking, very anxious even about. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's got to do with social interactions, the way that you deal with social interactions, the way that you the way that you are viewing social interactions. So you're having a brand new sort of beginning emotionally with the way that you deal with social interactions. And we're kind of like I said, this is feeling super hard to explain. But I do feel as though this has all got to do with, what's going on inside you and your emotional components and the way that you deal with things, the way that you perceive things. Once again, with that balanced perception, this has got to do with your perception, the way that you perceive things, and so maybe nurturing the inner child within you, realizing that, like I said, mothering that child. So there may be an aspect of something that you need to, relearn how to deal with certain emotions. You need to teach yourself all over again how to, process certain emotions. It's protecting that inner child and that sense of innocence within yourself and having a brand new beginning. So I do feel for a lot of you, this has got to do with, getting back to the heart of who you are, the way that you were raised to believe certain things, perceive certain things. And there's something about you having to sort of go back and relearn how to do that in maybe a different way to be able to change your perception on certain emotions, on, because it's giving me that kind of vibe of like for example, this is getting quite personal here, but when I was a child, the way that I was taught to be emotionally was that I was not allowed to have emotions, that other people's emotions were more important than my own, and I had to put other people's emotions ahead of my own emotions. So as an adult, I literally had to go back and relearn all that and understand just within myself that my emotions are just as important as anybody else's. Why on earth would I put somebody else's emotions before my own? Like, if I'm feeling sad about something, it's okay for me to feel sad. So that's something that I had to actually, go back to the root and the foundation of my inner child to really, work out why I felt this way and why I put other people's emotions as more important than my own. And, I used to be one of those big people of, I would constantly say sorry for everything. Even if it wasn't even my fault, I would be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I don't do that as much anymore. Like, I still do that sometimes. But, I had to go back and totally change the way that I perceived emotions and the way that I perceived, I had been taught to perceive other people's emotions as more valid than my own emotions. So I had to go back and totally relearn, had to, remother myself. Not going to get into that whole mother conversation there, but, I had to actually be my own mother and teach myself how to process those emotions and how to, value my own emotions. So that's what I'm sort of seeing here for you, Sagittarius, that it's something like that, where you're having to actually go back within yourself and relearn something on an emotional level. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's got to do with something social, something to do with other people. This is, and this can also be public. Okay, so this can also be the face that you show the public kind of energy. This may be what we're looking at for some of you is your social self. The social version of you, Sagittarius, as opposed to the true version of you. And why do you feel the need to hide the true version of you and put on this face when you're out with friends, meeting up with people, out in public? All right, but it's something that it has been niggling away at you for a little while, and you have sort of been in this energy of overthinking things, to do with this public persona, or this the way that you interact with others, or it may even be very similar to what I mentioned for myself, was that it's that why other people, why are you putting more importance on other people being, more valuable than yourself? It's something to do with something along those lines. All right. And it has been sort of eating your energy away and eating away at you for, I feel like, a long time, that you kind of feel like, well, why am I not? Why are my feelings not important? And you kind of, it's been leaving you confused and, anxious. The clouds being there with the mice, it does show us that in the past this has caused you a lot of confusion and a lot of anxiety, possibly even, depression and those sorts of things. So it can even talk about, other types of mental illness with that clouds as well. But this is you really starting a brand new chapter within yourself, all right? A brand new chapter in the way that you're processing all this stuff, all right? And then when I've asked how to tell you this clearly, like I said, the anchor, the clover, and then the coffin, okay? And this is actually beautiful because the coffin is all about death and rebirth. What we see here with the anchor, stay firm, stay secure, that you can take a chance on ending the way that you've dealt with this in the past. All right, you can end the past out, take a chance on the new beginning, take a chance on dealing with things in a new perspective, in a new way. All right, so overall there, you can be very secure that even though this may feel like you're taking a risk here, you've got good fortune with that clover. That overshadows everything. But we do see the death of an old way of thinking and the rebirth of a brand new way of thinking, a new perception within yourself there, Sagittarius. So got quite deep for you today, but we'll have a quick look at the energy around platonic connections for you. Okay, Sagittarius. What's going on for Sagittarius with platonic connections? Did we get a bit deep and personal today, didn't we? I also just want to say here, on the bottom of the deck, I do have the guide card. Okay, so the guide card, it's just sort of a flagging out as a side note here that there may be a mentor available to you at this time, whether it's somebody within your platonic circle who can actually mentor you and help you learn these things, guide you in the right direction to learn these things for yourself. Or that could actually be a spiritual guide as well. So, there is support and guidance available to you with this. And it's coming from platonic connection. Okay, so it could be a family member, a friend, or like I said, something in the the more spiritual realm of things, that is able to mentor you and guide you through this process as well. But we do see here, be prepared. We have healing, but we also have the labor card. Okay, so there is there is a lot of healing coming through, the potential for healing when it comes to whatever's going on for you with platonic connections here. With that Garden card, I do feel as though, this whatever's going on internally, it is affecting your platonic connections and the way that you're, perceiving things between platonic connections and whatnot as well. But, once again, with that Hive there, the Labor card, even though that talks about putting in the work, it also does let us know that with that Labor, you've got a whole hive of people available to help you with this healing, all right? Stop perceiving yourself as alone in this world, because you do have this strong hive. You've got the guidance, got the mentor there. We do have, with the beehive imagery, we do have people around us who are willing to be part of your team to help you as well. So you don't actually have to do this completely alone. There is guidance and help available to you. All right. And luck. That's like that Clover energy, taking a chance on yourself, taking a chance on your growth, on your healing, on changing these perceptions within yourself. You have a lot of good luck to be able to do this at this time and succeed as well. All right. So sorry that we've ended up being a bit of a shadow work reading here for you today. I normally only do those on the full moon, but that's sort of what wants to come out for you today, Sagittarius, and it is affecting your platonic connections, and that's why it's sort of coming out so strongly for you today. So you may have noticed, that your perception of the way that people around you behave or whatnot, you can see clearly. You're free to see with perfect clarity, but you do need to put in a little bit of that labor to heal yourself and grow a little bit more and start these new chapters within yourself, and you really will see a lot of growth within the platonic connections as well. And just the I'm just feeling that, just the ease of those platonic connections, you'll experience a lot less drama and struggle in the future. You've got that luck there and brand new beginnings coming through for you. So definitely headed in the right direction. Okay. So love yourself. I just want to add that one in there. Love yourself first and foremost, and don't allow anything to disturb that need to heal and that true perception. Even if it's yourself, you need that truth, that middle side of the story, yours, theirs, and the truth in the middle. Find the truth, and that the truth shall set you free, as they say. So that's what we have for you today, Sagittarius. You're more than welcome to check other placements, of course. I understand that this may have been a little bit confronting and a little bit heavy for some of you, so I'm sorry, but we got what we got. Okay, but thanks for your time, and we'll see you all again soon.